Hello everybody and welcome back to the Anonymouse7 videos channel. This video is something that is highly anticipated that I wasn't even sure I was going to make, but views are down, so views demanded it, I guess. Friday Night Dinner Part 3. Now, unlike the last two where I was reviewing the new episodes, this one I'm going to look back at some of the older episodes, and the newer episodes actually. And we're going to be discussing and discovering links between the episodes. Sorry. Can you please... I do apologise. Okay. So the first link we're going to be discussing goes from episode number 1 to episode number 4. This link is the link between Johnny and his girlfriend Alison and the family taking the piss out of him for it. Please allow me to explain. So, Alison was Johnny's girlfriend that apparently was doing... this is the correct term to use. Was doing somebody else. In the first 4 episodes, she goes from the sofa bed, which was episode number 1, then to the jingle, the curtains, and the dress. It has links between this girl called Alison that Johnny was supposedly dating, but she has a friend called Simon that apparently is her boyfriend. And the link is that in the sofa bed, it got mentioned about her when they were having dinner. I'm trying to find the bit where it is, hang on. Okay, I know for a fact, I can't see it in this, but I do remember for a fact that it's in the episode somewhere. Okay, so it doesn't appear to be on the first bit, but if you can see it on the first one, then that's just probably me being blind. In the next episode, which is the jingle, and I remember this episode in the jingle where Alison got mentioned in it, was because Adam had a jingle on the radio, and he told Johnny to tell Alison to listen, and then Johnny said that he would, and then sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so Adam told Johnny to tell Alison to listen. Johnny said that he would tell Alison to listen, and then Adam added, it might be a bit difficult with Simon's balls in her ears. So that is it between. So there's links between the first 2 episodes. Third episode, The Curtains, also the first appearance of Grandma, who has died in real life, unfortunately. The actress, as I showed in the last video, there was a tribute to her. They're having the grandma around because Jackie's got new curtains, and later on in the episode they have an argument. This is it. So Mum argues with Grandma about the curtains, how they speak to each other, and then she criticises Johnny for not bringing his girlfriend Alison to the house. Her exact words were, "Well, if that girl is too rude to not come, then you should say thank you but goodbye." And then Johnny calls her like a lunatic or something. But anyway, this is the final episode that she was mentioned in, which was the dress, where Val brought home a dress for... Sorry. Val brought home a dress for... Well, to show them because it was her... I think it was her son's wedding. Love the son. It would probably say here. But Johnny, later in the episode, Johnny awkwardly announces that Alison cannot come after Adam correctly said it like 3 times. At which point they should say that Adam should bring Tanya Green, and this brings me on to the next link I'm talking about. The link is between the episodes of the Mercedes and the date. Oh wait, I'm talking about Mercedes. Okay, I don't know why I said the Mercedes. I'm talking about the dress. Ignore everything I said. I'm talking about the dress. All the stuff I just said about Tanya Green and stuff is the dress. So ignore. So the Mercedes doesn't have a link to any of the other episodes, as I can't recall Alison being mentioned in it. Okay. So just the Mercedes doesn't have a link to the other episodes. But the date is basically Tanya Green gets asked on a date and Adam doesn't know about it, so he arrives in the house all posh and stuff. And yeah, Adam didn't know about Tanya Green coming on a date. Anyway, those are the links between the episodes in the first series. Now we're going to talk about the second series. This one is possibly my favourite link at all in the entire series. This spans between series 2 and 3. So, Mr. Morris is Grandma's new boyfriend, also known as an angry lunatic. He has a hat, and he has a mustache, and is obsessed with cleanliness. He also has anger issues, and he will regularly get angry. When he first arrives, he crashes into the house. The first bit of dialogue that he says in the entire show is, "Your bloody house just broke my light." Doesn't say hi or anything. First dialogue he has in the show, first line he has in the show is, "Your bloody house just broke my light." That is awesome. As it describes him in this part, he is angry, aggressive, arrogant, and married. He is also married to an old woman who does die later on, but we'll get to that later. He, then Adam, Johnny, and him go out to go buy a new bulb. He also buys some condoms whilst he's out. Then when they go check on him after he got back, because he went to sleep, they go and check on him to make sure he's not dead, or kill him or whatever. And Adam attempts to get the condoms out of his pocket, but as opposed to that, Mr. Morris grabs his hand and accuses him of sexually assaulting him. At which point he gets angry and starts trying to fight the entire family because Adam pushed him down the stairs. Martin comes out with his top off, and then Mr. Morris sees he's got his top off and takes his top off. Then him and Johnny have a fight before eventually he goes up the stairs. Adam tries to run away up the stairs, and he's like, "Where do you think you're going, Mr. Molester?" before pulling down Adam's trousers, which I found hilarious considering he just called him a molester. And then he goes and then everybody leaves the house, and he's calls them a bunch of penises and Rutherford lovers, but Rutherford because basically he used to run a button empire and Rutherford was his competitor. Anyway, so we're just going to ignore the rest. We're going to come back to season 2 later, or series 2 later. We're going to go to series 3 and episode 16, which is Mr. Morris Returns, or episode 3 in the series. So, Grandma tells them she is in love with Mr. Morris, invites him around for dinner. He arrives and gives them a picture of him as a youth. He asks the boys what everything's all about and makes them guess. Adam says pineapples, Johnny says the government, and he says everything's all about punk rock because he hates punk rock apparently. And then they all go to the door to answer the door. But Jim's there in a dog costume, but Jim's not important in this episode. At which point they come back to Mr. Morris proposing to the grandma. She looks at Adam, Johnny, and Jackie on what to do, and they all are shaking their heads saying, "No, don't marry him." She agrees to marry him, so then they're engaged. So then Jackie goes upstairs and starts crying, is on the phone to Val. And then they go out to a bowling alley where Mr. Morris accuses the manager of being a punk rocker, calls some old man who was helping Nelly lift a ball a dustbin, and then he tells a 12-year-old boy to stop gawping at her bosoms, in his exact words. Before Jim comes and Nelly's playing with his ding-a-ling, which is... There's a bell that he sewed onto the outfit that he's wearing to collect money, and it looks like a penis. I was going to say it looks like a penis. So she's playing with it. Mr. Morris gets annoyed, so he chases Jim down the bowling alley before eventually ripping his penis off. Okay, that sounded better in my head. Let's rephrase that. Before eventually ripping his ding-a-ling off. And in his mouth. Okay, so the final episode Mr. Morris appears in is The Big Day. So, I'm only going to be talking about main parts. So Grandma arrives, has had 2 toilet breaks, starts drinking loads of sherry. Then she goes upstairs to get ready, and Mr. Morris comes to the door with a bracelet that he wants her to wear at the wedding. Adam and Johnny have to go pick up Mr. Morris, so they go pick up Mr. Morris. Yeah, they have to go pick up Mr. Morris. And once they pick up Mr. Morris, he insists that they should take his car, as opposed to taking their car. It also makes Adam wear a bin bag because Johnny poured water down the back of his suit, so Mr. Morris thinks Adam soiled himself. So Mr. Morris tells him to wear a bin bag. So the car goes about 2 miles an hour, and they finally get to the synagogue. Find out they're page boys. Then it gets to the vows. Mr. Morris says "I do" to it, and Martin says, and I quote, "shit on it," like he always says. Before eventually, it's Grandma's turn, and she has a heart attack. Mr. Morris tells her to pull herself together, and after that, she's in an ambulance saying she faked the heart attack just so she didn't have to marry Mr. Morris. Sorry. And yeah, episode ends. That was also the last appearance of Mr. Morris. It's unclear what happened to him after that, whether he's dead or not. Well, I don't know. But I have 2 more connections I would love to talk about. The first one is, I'm going back to the second series, is episode number 13 with Christmas. A horrible grandma arrives with her dog. This is a very brief description. This link is basically between horrible grandma being in episodes and her dog dying. She's in 4 episodes in total. Her dog dying? Sorry. Not her dog dying. Somebody dying. So she's in 4 episodes. I saw this in a Facebook group last night, by the way. Okay, I'm actually going to get on with it. She's in 4 episodes in total. And in 3 of those 4 episodes, somebody dies. So, in the first episode, in the first episode she's in, which is Christmas, and it's a special in 2012. She brings her dog, but then the dog's nearly dead, some stuff happens, basically, and then the dog gets crushed by a tree and dies, and then it wasn't actually dead, and then when they're sitting enjoying a Christmas carol, which is weird because they're Jewish, so it's actually meant to be Hanukkah. And after this, Boudicca dies. So Boudicca was the dog. Boudicca dies when they're sitting in the living room having a nice moment. Next episode she was in, I'm trying to find it. I watched this episode yesterday. Is the funeral. Funeral of Uncle Saul, which was her brother, which means that Uncle Saul had died, but it still features a death, or a dead person, in an episode that she was in, so it counts. Although Wilson does end up eating the corpse at the end, but again, read the synopsis of the episode. It is episode 5 of the series, so this one, episode 24. Okay, this one is series 5. This one is the only one that breaks that, which is Surprise Party. Horrible Grandma. Nobody dies in this episode, unless you count Adam's car, which goes up in flames. But other than that, nobody dies. But the final one that I'm talking about. Actually, Wilson. Just to be clear, Wilson dies in this episode, episode 6 of series 5. Last episode I'm talking about, and I did discuss this in my first review series of Friday Night Dinner. Obviously, because it was Dad's birthday. And it is the last appearance of Horrible Grandma. Obviously, she's in the episode. She came to Martin's birthday uninvited. She dies after Jim does a magic trick, and that is the next theme. But the last theme I'm going to be talking about is the link between the episodes of The Caravan and The Females, because in The Caravan, they first find out about the boy. Oh no, about the girlfriend. They're first mentioned. In The Females, it happens. The females are there. And in the females both not so pregnant. It links between the 2 episodes. I need to sneeze, so I'm trying to mute my mic for a minute. Okay, so what I'm looking for, I'm just going to be looking. This isn't to do with the video. I'm just looking for something else. Obviously, as I did mention in my last Friday Night Dinner video, a tribute was played at the end to Francis Cooper, who played the grandma. I'm just wondering because, for example, in here it says last appearance of Horrible Grandma, and here it says first appearance, so it mentions the appearances. Okay, never mind. I was just looking, but it says final appearance of Grandma, so... Actually, to be honest, in that episode where it says final appearance of Grandma, she was actually on a mobile phone. And the funny bit about that episode was, she had apparently had a fall, but then when she was meant to be listening to a violin, she was defrosting the freezer. I'm actually just going to look for something, because it says that, well, it says that was the last episode. To be honest, the actual last episode that she was in, I don't even know when it was. Oh, here. Congratulations was actually her final episode, technically, but her final appearance was in that episode. Okay. With that, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the Anonymous Videos channel for more epic content like this. Please follow my Instagram at Anonymous7Videos for behind the scenes look and video ideas. And with that, all that's left for me to say is bye.